All right, ladies and gentlemen, in one of our questions, we're asked to find out how much quantity demanded would change based on some very specific price elasticity of demand values. In our book, our authors show you these values, and they don't have a negative sign in front of them. And I believe that's because our authors just take it for granted that we know from our reading all price elasticity of demand values are going to be negative. We're working with two variables that move in opposite directions. We're always going to come up with a negative number. So the question is, specifically, how much does quantity demanded change when we change prices in our business? In the example, our book says some places thinking about raising prices 10%, and then they give us those values. Well, let me give you an example or two of how to calculate specifically how much quantity demanded changes. I would suggest the easiest way to do this is to just work with raw numbers. So the ticket prices are changing 10%, they're going up 10%. So just work with that number 10. And then plug in whatever the elasticity value is. And I'm not going to give you the ones in the example, but I'll give you a couple of others like that so you know what you're doing. So the change is 10%. We're going to work with that 10 times a value. Let's say the price elasticity of demand was negative 0.2. To calculate how much quantity demanded would drop, we simply take 10 times 0.2. And that ought to give us 2 as the answer. So that means when ticket prices go up 10%, quantity demanded is going to go down 2%. And I'm going to put that negative sign in there to remind you that whenever we're working with price elasticity of demand values, they're negative numbers. So if you had a value of 0.6 and ticket prices were going up 10%, again, just work with that number 10 times 0.6. The number you're going to come up with is 6, and that's actually minus 6. So when ticket prices go up 10%, quantity demanded drops 6%. Okay, so that ought to give you a good start. As always, if you have questions, please get back to us.